I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos. Just finished up this bush and girts. We did a restoration of the guts, but we did nothing on the exterior. I think it looks kind of cool. And I think they're going to be really pleased with it. So they requested that we not change the keys either. Usually when we do a full rebuild, we'll change them out to keys like this. But sometimes people prefer that we leave the ivory even though it's relatively, well, I guess heavily damaged, especially in the middle there. But we cleaned it up really well. Ivory works a lot like wood, where you can sand it down to 1,000 grit and then buff it and make it look really nice. Worked on the sharps, make those look nice. We replated this, and those are all the, and I guess the pedals as well. Replated those. That's pretty much the extent of the cosmetic work that we did. The cabinetry is still original, hasn't been refinished since it was manufactured in, I can't remember the year, 1890 or so. Okay, this is where the magic was, so on the inside. And here we have lots of work. Beautiful plate. That's that all puttied and sanded, and then puttied some more and sanded some more, and then automotive gold and clear coat. These are original bolts, but we polish these. We put them on the. It's kind of a cool process. We put each bolt on the drill press, and then we've got a long strip. We actually have one right here. It's kind of a fun process. We have these strips of sandpaper, all these different grits, starting at 80 grit, 50 grit, going to 80, and then all the way down, step by step, to 2,000. Yep, 2,000. So as the bolt is spinning, and all the screws as well, we just go from 80 to, or 50 to 80 to 100, 120, 150, etc. And then we buff them at the end of that. So that's how we get these steel bolts and screws that are original to 1890 or whatever year it was, looking so good. And then we do a similar process on the capo bar, and then we do all of these little screws here. Sand that pin block down, resize it for the right pins. All new strings on there; those look beautiful. Check out the coils. You can tell it's a good restringing job when you've got 3 coils on every tuning pin. That coil to cover half the hole. You can see all of these where the coil is covering half the hole, which means that it's properly aligned. It's not off. It's as perpendicular to the tuning pin as can be. Otherwise, if it's covering more than half the hole or less than half the hole, that means it's not perfectly perpendicular, and it's not taking the shortest path around the pin, which means there's energy that's kind of, I guess, stored in the system waiting for the right shock, and then it'll go out of tune. It'll just cause tuning instability. Got new dampers on here. Those look really nice. Let's check out the damper lift. Ooh, that looks good. You can see all of those dampers, they lift at exactly the same time. You can't get one damper to lift before another. That's like a factory job. You can see, okay, I'm gonna go as slowly as I can. Yeah, they all lift at exactly the same time. That's really nice. I like that. And then the hammers, a good hallmark of a good hammer job. You should be able to put a straight edge across the top of these hammers, and then where the hammers start to angle, that straight edge should line up right across the top corner, same with the base, and you should be able to put a straight edge both here and here, and then at the very back you can see all of those line up beautifully. And then another part of it is all of these back checks, or catchers rather, should line up in a perfect straight line. If you have one catcher that's higher than the other, that means that you've got an acute angle here at the catcher to shank, and if the catcher is lower, then you've got an obtuse angle there. But when they all line up perfectly, that means you've got all of the angle of the catcher and the hammer shank at a perfect 90-degree angle, and they're all totally lined up. Same with the bridle wires there. That looks really nice. And let's check out down here. Okay, down here, these are the original pedals, but we've plated them. Got a plating shop here. A lot of chemistry. My chemist son set us up with that. And oh, that base apron is new. The bridge is original, but the apron here was all cracked, so that's been replaced. And all of this is cleaned. Beautiful soundboard, re-lacquered, repaired. You can, if you look close, I guess you don't have to look too closely, but you can see a repair right there. Do you see any other repairs? Is that the only one? I don't remember. Oh yeah, we've got another repair here. And these little dots, that's where the ribs were separated from the soundboard. So we glue them back together and then dowel them to make sure that joint is super secure. Never gonna pop loose again. We always check all of the ribs, see if there's any separation, repair that. Okay, the real test. Let's listen to it. I think as I make this video, I don't think this piano's been tuned in probably 3 weeks or a month. I think we've tuned it twice, so it's a lot more stable than I was expecting. A lot more stable than you see for brand new strings like this. this piano is 130 years old about. I wish I had looked it up before I made this video, but that's about right, about 1890. Sounds great. Yeah, really pleased with that. Turned out awesome. I think they're going to be really excited to get it back.